Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Guyana's Attorney General asked the court to keep government in office until the no-confidence appeal is heard. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline from Monday, February 11th. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Dawn Paris. Good evening. Attorney General Basil Williams has asked the Court of Appeal to grant an order that would allow the coalition government to remain in place until a final judgment in the no-confidence appeal. Last month, Chief Justice Roxanne George ruled that the no-confidence motion passed against the government in the National Assembly last December was valid, and she said the government should resign and elections be held. But the Attorney General has asked the Court of Appeal for a conservatory order, which he says is necessary to preserve the status quo, since the period for the hearing and determination of the matter may expire before the time prescribed by the Constitution. That's 90 days for the President and government to resign and hold elections after losing a no-confidence motion. Williams is also contending that the time for the resignation of the President, Cabinet, and government is when elections are held and the President takes the oath of office following elections. Opposition leader Barrett Jagdeo successfully piloted the no-confidence motion on December 21st last year, thanks to support given by then-government backbencher Sharon Das Prasad, who allowed the measure to pass 33-32. Since then, Jagdeo has been calling on the Guyana Elections Commission to ensure the polls are held by March 19th this year, but election officials have said that it's impossible given the measures that have to be in place to ensure a credible poll. Meanwhile, a 25-year-old student of the University of Guyana has been remanded to prison after appearing in court on Monday on charges relating to the bomb threats made against the tertiary institution last week. We get the details from Newsroom Guyana.
University of Guyana student 25-year-old Shaniza Jaffer Ali appeared before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan charged with the misuse of a telecommunications device. Jaffer Ali, known as Diane of Cummings Lodge, East Coast, Demerara, pleaded not guilty to the charge, which alleged that on February 5, 2019, at Cummings Lodge, she used a public telecommunication device system to cause needless anxiety to the staff and students of the university, knowing it was false. Jaffer Ali was represented by attorney-at-law Lachmi Rahamat, who told the court that her client is employed as a sales representative at Yellow, Guyana. Rahamat told the court that her client was kept beyond a 72 hours holding period and vehemently denied the allegations while in custody. The lawyer said that the young lady's cell phone and all her electronic devices were seized by the police upon her arrest. Rahamat said there's no evidence to show that her client made any threats to the University of Guyana. Police prosecutor Gordon Mansfield objected to bail. He cited the seriousness of the offense and noted that the accused intended to spread public terror. Mansfield explained that another allegation, similar in nature, is still being investigated against Jaffer Ali. The magistrate remanded the young lady to prison on the grounds of public safety. The matter is adjourned until February 18, 2019. Jaffer Ali has been in the custody of the police since Thursday last, following an anonymous phone call to the Alberton police station that bombs were planted on the university's campus on Tuesday, February 5th. The university closed its campus last week and only resumed classes Monday with new security measures in place.
Well, another school in Guyana has been forced to put classes on hold as lawmen investigate the latest threat to educational institutions in the country. The administration at the privately owned Mays School on Monday announced a suspension of classes until Wednesday to facilitate a police probe into an online threat of violence against the school. This follows on the heels of the threats at the University of Guyana and the privately owned School of the Nations, which also suffered other acts of violence. In Trinidad and Tobago, the Police Complaints Authority, the PCA, on Monday said it had started independent investigations into several fatal police shootings in recent days. 6 people have been shot and killed by police since the start of the year. In a brief statement, the PCA said that on its own initiative, independent investigations have commenced into all of the incidents, and it urged members of the public who witnessed the shootings or have information about them to come forward. Police in Jamaica are investigating the murder of a second member of the main opposition People's National Party, PNP, in just over a week. Former PNP councillor Madge Morris was killed on Sunday, 8 days after the body of MP for East Portland, Dr. Linville Bloomfield, was found at his home with multiple stab wounds. TVJ's Herman Green reports.
Raw anguish on display in St. Thomas Sunday morning. 67-year-old Marjorie Morris, the former councillor of the White Horses Division, was shot at her Albion Boulevard home. Police disclosed that the businesswoman was found with a single bullet wound to the head.
It is a sad day in Jamaica where persons are wantonly murdered by unknown assailants across the country. And we are deeply saddened from the Landau Division and also the PNP family and I suspect across Jamaica.
The former PNP councillor was killed even as the party is still coming to grips with the brutal slaying of Portland Eastern Member of Parliament Dr. Linville Bloomfield. Sources told TVJ News that a man was seen leaving the property by jumping the wall and escaping into bushes. As investigators try to piece together the puzzle, many are asking why and what's really behind the killing.
Meantime, PNP General Secretary Julian Robinson said Morris's murder had compounded the dampened spirit and sorrow among the entire PNP membership and sent shockwaves through the party.
It came as a big shock and a surprise to all of us. She was a faithful servant of the people of Jamaica, the constituents of that constituency, and just another sad sign of somebody who has lost their life to criminals. And I want to condemn this murder in the strongest possible way, to extend our condolences to her family, her friends, and to urge the police to leave no stone unturned in bringing the perpetrators of this crime to justice.
Violent protests continued in Haiti over the weekend as opposition parties continued to demand the resignation of President Jovenel Moïse. At least 4 people were killed during the weekend violence. On Sunday, demonstrators burnt tires and sporadic gunshots rang out and forced the closure of many businesses. Several vehicles were vandalized while others were burnt, shop windows were smashed, and public buildings looted. Police also clashed with protesters near the airport and used tear gas to regain control of the situation. Several Western countries have condemned the violence. The core group, comprising Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Spain, the European Union, the United States, and special representatives of the UN Secretary General and the Organization of American States, said it deplores the loss of life and property damage caused by the unacceptable acts of violence. The group called on all stakeholders in Haiti to engage in a constructive and inclusive dialogue in order to identify and implement realistic and lasting solutions to the political and economic crisis occurring in Haiti. Coming up in Caribbean Newsline, more layoffs coming to Barbados' public service. We'll be right back.
Let's jump up to this non-stop turn and twist.
What up, it's your boy French Montana.
It's me, Smokey Robinson.
It's your boy Davido.
Hi, I'm Elme.
This is Buju Banton, and I'll be performing live for the Shiloh Band in St. Kitts Music Festival.
Don't miss the 23rd Annual St. Kitts Music Festival, June 26th to June 30th, 2019, featuring Buju Banton, Smokey Robinson, Popcorn, and Elme. Also, Davido, French Montana, Fimba, Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire, Coco T, Skinny Fabulous, Shal Marshall, Charlie Black, Farmer Nappy, Nadia Batson, Infamous, New Vibes Band, and many, many more. It will be epic. It will be mind-blowing. It will be jaw-dropping. It will be awesome. The St. Kitts Music Festival, an experience like no other. For more information and to buy tickets, log on to www.stkittsmusicfestival.com.
Melrose crowd, they're shoppers. They're there looking for clothing. They're there. You have a lot of, locals. There's a lot of locals that come to Melrose. You have your...
Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley has hinted at more layoffs within the public service as her administration seeks to manage a huge wage bill. Speaking on a local radio program on Sunday, Mottley said the layoffs will happen at one or two state-owned enterprises, and they'll come during phase 3 of the government's restructuring program.
So far, just about 1,000. And as you said, there's still a few more layoffs, what they call the deep structural layoffs to come in one or two state-owned enterprises. But imagine what would have happened if we sent home 5 times that, if you have the kind of crying and dislocation that we've seen, legitimately so, from what we've sent home. And we're not going to, let's go back to what we said, and I'm asking because we said phase 1, where the revenue measures that I introduced in June last year. Phase 2 would have gone to the end of March this year, and for the most part, we've tried to front-load certainly central government and some of the state-owned enterprises loss of jobs in there. And phase 3 starts in April this year and goes to 2020 December. It's an 18-month period to deal with some of those SOEs, state-owned enterprises, that require a greater amount of time and process to go in and do what has to be done so that you don't end up without the services that have to be delivered.
A funeral service was held on Sunday for 22 Haitian migrants who died at sea in the Bahamas when their sloop shipwrecked more than a week ago. We get more in this report from ZNS Network News.
Solemn day for the hundreds of members of the Haitian community who attended a funeral service at the Enoch Beckford Auditorium on Carmichael Road Sunday. The ceremony, titled The Celebration of Life and Love of Haitian Nationals, paid final tribute to those Haitian nationals who died at sea last weekend. Providing words of comfort on behalf of the government and the people of the Bahamas was the Member of Parliament for Pinewood, His Excellency Ruben Raming, who represented the Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs. Leader of the Progressive Liberal Party, Brave Davis, also offered condolences.
Let us all commit to being our brother's keeper. For in life, resides our best hope. Individually, and collectively.
And they yet continue to embark upon this journey tells us the story of the sort of conditions in which they suffer. And so we have to find ways and means of how we are going to assist Haiti in ensuring that they have the circumstance under which they could want to remain there instead of taking the suicidal mission to come to the Bahamas.
President of the human rights group Right Bahamas, Stephanie St. Fleur, also attended the service.
Say that the Bahamian and the Haitian community, they're showing unity and one in this tragic incident that happened. And a message to our brothers and sisters from Haiti. We would like for them to take away from this. There are 22 corpses in there, 22 souls that lost their lives at sea. And we would want this message to reach to them. Please, there's always the legal way to come to any country, and risking your life at sea is not worth it.
In this week's Newsline Health, we hear how one country is working to reduce cervical cancer rates, and one doctor wants greater attention paid to the psychological impact of HIV.
Reproductive health specialists in Belize are reporting progress in their efforts to reduce cases of cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is one of the most common forms of cancers affecting women across the Caribbean. For the past 15 years, the Belize Family Life Association has been offering advanced screening for women known as the visual inspection with acetic acid in a bid to reduce infection and mortality rates. Clinical Services Director Dr. Cynthia Terry says too many women are dying from a preventable disease, and her organization is aiming to change that.
So we apply, in this case, we apply just the acetic acid, which is just your table vinegar, and it's done with a little wash on the cervix. And if there are abnormal cells, it's no magic. If there are abnormal cells tend to produce more protein, and the acetic acid causes these protein to coagulate, right? So you have a white precipitate forming, and so when you flash a white light, you'll actually see an aceto-white lesion.
Under the treatment program, the women return 1 year later for a follow-up visit, and Dr. Terry says this treatment method has been successful.
We rescreen again using a VIA, and it's more to determine a cure rate. Cure rate meaning that there are no lesions present after a year, all right? And in our program, we've seen about more than 95% cure rates in women that have come back for the 1 year follow-up.
And on to another major health concern in the Caribbean. It's over 30 years since HIV and AIDS was first diagnosed in the region. And although people infected with the virus are living longer thanks to advances in treatment, stigma and discrimination remain prevalent. Technical Services Coordinator of Trinidad's National AIDS Coordinating Committee, Dr. Ayana Sebro, says there is a need for greater focus on the psychological impact of HIV and AIDS.
In treating the people living with HIV and AIDS in Trinidad and Tobago, much of our focus to date has been on the medical treatment, which addresses the physical symptoms. Although we can celebrate the achievements made with addressing the physical aspects of the disease, the same cannot be said for the efforts to address the psychological, social, and behavioral aspects, as much of it still remains shrouded in mystery.
3-1. Health officials say regular testing and early treatment can allow people who are infected with HIV to lead normal and productive lives. Mary-Claire Williams, Newsline Health.
Ahead in Newsline Sport, England continues to build a massive lead over the Windies in the third and final test. We'll be right back.
Renowned for its pristine beachfront and fantastic weather, continues to leave quite an impression on newcomers to the island and returning visitors. The Caribbean island, quite popular as a vacation hotspot, is not only beautiful due to its natural aesthetics. The island of Barbados continues to grow in popularity because of unique connections developed with our people, our culture. We can't wait to welcome you.
Don't jump up to this non-stop turn and twist.
What up, it's your boy French Montana.
It's me, Smokey Robinson.
It's your boy Davido.
Hi, I'm Elme.
This is Buju Banton, and I'll be performing live with the Shiloh Band in St. Kitts Music Festival.
Don't miss the 23rd Annual St. Kitts Music Festival, June 26th to June 30th, 2019, featuring Buju Banton, Smokey Robinson, Popcorn, and Elme. Also, Davido, French Montana, Fimba, Edwin Yearwood, and Crossfire, Cop Coco T, Skinny Fabulous, Shal Marshall, Charlie Black, Farmer Nappy, Nadia Batson, Infamous, New Vibes Band, and many, many more. It will be epic. It will be mind-blowing. It will be jaw-dropping. It will be awesome. The Think It's Music Festival, an experience like no other. For more information and to buy tickets, log on to www.thinkitsmusicfestival.com.
Welcome to the WWG 2019 War with Germs.
The Oxytec antimicrobial glove is wasting no time, folks.
Quite right, Tammy. I see no way for the germs duo to come back from this.
Oh, what a slam. What a slam. Oxytec is the winner in less than a minute. WWG champion of the world. Find our champion at www.psci.biz or give us a call at 417-0777.
Continuing with sports, Captain Joe Root landed his 16th Test 100 as England continued to build on their massive lead over the West Indies in the third and final test in St. Lucia. England closed the third day's play on Monday on 325 for 4, with Root not out on 111 and Ben Stokes on 29. Denley perished on 69, while Joss Butler added his 13th Test half-century. Here are the highlights.
The morning started with the loss of Rory Burns' first ball to Kimo Paul. But Joe Denley has played with a great degree of aggression, putting away any bad ball that came his way. Kimo Paul, unfortunately, had an injury to his thigh and had to be stretchered off. And it's unlikely we'll see him again for the rest of the test match. Shimon Hetmeyer put down Denley on 12. Fortune going the way of the Kent batsman. And from there on, he blossomed into some wonderful strokes. Jennings drove with some aplomb before he was unfortunately dismissed, and it may mean the last sighting of him in international colours, at least for some time. But it was wonderful to see Denley's approach, and once he got together with Root, they put on 35 unbroken, which took them to the luncheon interval.
After lunch, Root frustrated the Windies' bowling attack as he raced to his test ton after facing 209 deliveries and extending England's lead by a mammoth 448 runs with 6 wickets in hand. Here's a look at the final session of the day's play.
Of this session, Joe Root very much to the fore, helped himself to a half-century, appreciated by the touring groups who are still here. They're having a ball. Not a great deal of boundaries for Joe Root. 8-4, so he's done a lot of running. Half-century for Joss Butler. Consistency there from him. We've seen a lot of the flying Dowrich. Unplayable. New ball. And everybody had a laugh. Ben Stokes was quickly into his stride. It was a good partnership, a left-hander and a right-hander. They both got to work. The partnership is worth 71 from 115. It's unfinished. They'll carry on tomorrow. And Joe Root's 100 moment. Nice full toss. He's not going to miss. 16th Test match century. Get that snapped.
Still in cricket, the International Cricket Council has made good on its promise and downgraded the pitch at the Sir Viv Richards Stadium in Antigua. In a release on Sunday, Jeff Crow of the Emirates ICC Elite Panel of Match Referees gave the grounds 1 demerit point, describing it as below average. The The Antigua pitch has been a bone of contention following the second test between the West Indies and England, where the hosts won by 10 wickets. According to the release, Crowe cited the uneven bounce at the southern main pavilion end as the reason for the rating in his report, but Antigua and Barbuda's Information Minister Melford Nicholas is puzzled by the ICC ruling.
If a pitch is playing uneven, then that speaks to the ability of the batsman to be able to make the adjustments and to play, and it has happened at all material times. I've seen instances where the West Indies have been on tour to the UK, and ordinarily a tour to the UK starts in the warmer parts of the UK. There was one season in the 1995 where we were taken to Leeds to play the first match. I was in the colder climes. I could remember seeing Gus Logie in the covers, actually blowing in his arms, and it was actually, you could see his breath condense, how cold it was. The West Indies had to play a test match in those conditions. We did not complain.
Nicholas contended that had the result been different, there would not have been any issue about the quality of the pitch.
I'm only indicating that had the results been different and England would have won, I'm just wondering whether or not we would have still had that conversation. It was a fair game. It was a fair contest between ball and bat. Yes, the wicket may have played inconsistent with bounce, but it happens in every other test venue that I know. I don't think they could say that the pitch was dangerous, as one test wicket would have been described in a very infamous incident in Jamaica.
To the women's game now, Stephanie Taylor struck her 33rd one-day half-century, but West Indies produced another dodgy batting effort to crash to a 4-wicket defeat to Pakistan and concede the 3-match ICC Championship Series 2-1 on Monday. Opting to bat first in the series decider at the ICC Academy, West Indies were dismissed for 159 in the 48th over, with skipper Taylor top scoring with 52, opener Deandra Doughton getting 28, and Shemaine Campbell 26. They were 87 for 2 at one stage, but lost their last 8 wickets for 72 runs. In reply, Pakistan overhauled their target in the 48th over, with opener Sidra Amin top scoring with 52, Nida Dar hitting 26, and Javeria Khan chipping in with 24. The defeat came on the heels of Saturday's 34-run loss at the same venue, after West Indies had convincingly won the series opener by 146 runs at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Over to action in the 4-day competition, Captain Jonathan Carter struck a magnificent career-best 100 as Barbados Pride defied the odds to pull off an exhilarating run chase and upset Trinidad and Tobago Red Force by 4 wickets in the regional 4-day competition on Sunday. Resuming the final day at Kensington Oval on 15 without loss in pursuit of 324 for victory, Pride recovered from a disastrous first session to reach their target late in the evening and notched their 3rd win of the season. And that's sports. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
As far as your music is concerned, I love the fact that you said that more and more youngsters are coming and listening to your music. How has that helped you as far as your music is concerned? Do you even think about that when you're creating your music? Or do you just say, okay, I have a general audience and I'm just putting it out there? Do you consider your audience per se?
Yeah, I think my general audience happens to be from 5-year-olds all the way to 90-year-olds.
Because the music is clean.
Yeah, it's most of the arrangements that my father left for.
Welcome to the WWG 2019 War with Germs.
The Oxitec antimicrobial glove is wasting no time, folks.
Quite right, Tammy. I see no way for the germs duo to come back from this.
Oh, what a slam. What a slam. Oxitec is the winner in less than a minute. WWG champion of the world. Find our champion at www.psci.biz or give us a call at 417-0777.
Again, the major developments of this day: Guyana's Attorney General asked the Court of Appeal to grant an order allowing the ruling coalition to remain in place until a final ruling in the no confidence motion challenge. And in sport, England continues to build a massive lead over the Windies in the final test, ending the third day's play on 325 for 4. And that's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport around the clock, subscribe to CanaNews.com. And for more of our programming, log on to caribvision.tv and check out our YouTube channel. We'll be back here again tomorrow. But from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching and have yourselves a good night.